Mm. Hey, Jim. You might notice that I'm still under the X5. Yep. It's still leaking. So, I thought I had it all worked out, but it's still dripping. And it leaks all of its coolant out overnight. So, all of my beautiful BMW branded coolant, drip, drip, drip. It drips out just the same as if it was from Pep Boys. So I think I may have figured out the problem. It's so much fun doing all your own work, isn't it? I think I found out the problem. You know what was happening is little by little the coolant is leaking out and it drips. So I refilled the coolant yesterday and I started the car and let it run until it was all nice and warm. And yet the coolant that was dripping out, I put my hand under it and like this stuff right here, and I touch it and it's cool. The rest of the car is warm. The hose up on top is hot. I mean, the car is warmed up, the thermostat is open, and yet the coolant that is dripping out is cool. So that tells me what? It must be coming from the reservoir. It's not coming from the actual water pump. So I got a new hose. So this is my coolant reservoir. Of course, the cap is off. There is a hose that goes from the bottom of it over here to my water pump. Now I've removed that hose. I have it right here. And the wire clip is missing off of this end. So I had just made a wire clip of my own, and apparently that's not such a good idea, because when these clips come out, maybe that means that the hose just needs to be replaced. So I'm hoping that this replacement hose, which cost $50, hopefully this hose will solve the end of that leakage problem, and this 2-hour job that's stretching into the second week now will be finished. Okay, I have filled it a little bit more than it needs to be, so I'm gonna start it up again, let it warm up. Ow. All right. Okay, I'm low on washer fluid apparently. Warning. I feel like I'm in a bad nightmare episode of Lost in Space. If only I had a robot to help me. Wait, if I'm in Lost in Space, who does that make me? Am I Will Robinson? Or no, I'm probably the panicking professor. I forget his name. Alright. Just gotta let her warm up and hope it doesn't leak. So far, so good. that's better than before, because before it would just drip, 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 even when it was off. And then when you would start it, it would go drip, 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 drip. And then when I put the cap on the reservoir, it would go drip, 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 drip. So what I'm seeing here is an improvement. I'm going to say that I think that hose was the problem. Yeah, for a little while there, I was kind of thinking that I may have done something horrifically bad to the old X5 because it was still leaking even after I've done all this work. And then it stopped leaking, and it still has fluid in it. So I think that it was just overflow from where I had refilled the reservoir, and a little bit would spill. I wasn't using a funnel. I was just kind of aiming. So in the very beginning of the pour, each time I'm putting in a liter, a little bit I would miss with a little bit. So I think it was just that liquid finding its way down through everything and very slowly dripping off the bottom, because now there's no more drip. So I think it's fixed. I was just having a little chat with my beautiful wife, Shannon. I'm taking out the trash. And she was talking to me about how much would it have cost if I had taken the X5 in and had a professional do the job. And I'm thinking it would have been probably, I don't know, $1,200, $1,500, something like that. She's like, it's been a couple of weeks and you're fighting with this thing. And for a little while I was wondering if I'd broken something serious and that's what was causing all of this leak. And it's like, it is worth it. I'm having fun. I enjoy this, or I wouldn't do it. And it's kind of like, it'd be really boring if there was like a movie where a good guy walks into town and everyone says, hey, yeah, we have no problems and welcome. And then he just went out to dinner. What kind of movie would that be? You gotta have some drama. You gotta think, oh my gosh, I broke the bolt, or I lost the clip, or oh shit, it's still leaking, or oh my god, did I crack the... That's the kind of stuff that gives it some drama and makes it fun. So when it works out in the end, and I'm pretty sure that this has worked out. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the bottom pan back on right now. Not gonna wait and say, in a couple hours when it cools off. No, I'm gonna do it right now, and I'm gonna take it off the jack stands. I'm gonna button it up, and it goes back into business today. A little bit of drama never hurt anybody. I guess maybe. Thanks for watching.